Oh, well, where last we met our heroes, they were uh, outside the bailiff. They were asked by the bailiff of Middenheim to investigate an arena that recently popped up near the drowned rat and was becoming a center of gambling. You were asked to disperse it without much attention or violence if possible. Otherwise, the guards will have to get involved and dismiss it themselves. You made some bets, did a quick fight, and tried to follow the man responsible for all the gambling, but lost him in the streets at night. That night, the group met a mysterious, shady wizard who offered Gustav a chance to learn, and only he remembers the meeting at all now.
Before we jump feet first into the adventure, do you want to also offer up why Victor is now running the game?
Oh, wait, what do you mean? I'm sorry.
This is a recorded
why
game. Yes, this is recorded. So, do you want to explain why Victor is now running the game?
Oh, that's right. Well, I'm running the game because the previous GM went off into the ether to go do work. You know, that terrible thing that takes us away from our just reality. So, I'm here, I will be running the campaign, and, well, I'm hoping it'll go well. Fun things on the horizon. Okay, so with that little bit of establishment, and at least the summary gone, I'm going to presuppose everyone has slept at the Drowned Rat that night because it was very late, a few people may have been getting drunk, and everyone forgot what they were doing.
Yes.
Well, I sleep at the park, so...
Okay. Still describing. The next day arises, and with a room at the Drowned Rat, you are near enough to see activity already beginning in the marketplace near the arena. As the dwarven smithy lights his forge, a fat man gets back up on his podium to start advertising the fights and taking bets, and a lonely fighter sets up his mat right across from the forge, ready to see what the day brings him. And to the arena market. Unless someone has something they want to do.
What?
What is this? Yeah, what's that doing there? I think someone placed that down last time. I'm gonna have Victor just kind of set up in this corner over here. There we go, out of the way.
I didn't even get there fast enough to see what you guys were pointing at.
Somebody gave me a unibrow.
Oh yeah, I did that. You remember?
Gosh darn elves! Police.
Drawing on your face while you sleep.
Yeah. Still, it is morning. All of you have freedom to do as you wish, go where you please. But of course, you do still have your current mission on assignment. Yes. So, what all do you do?
Well, Conrad does have a fight sometime today, if I recall correctly. So he'll be getting ready for that.
Alexa will probably be, since you know the Conrad has a fight, we'll make sure his gear and equipment is set to go. But she'll also have to know the minor tasks of lighting the forge and doing all that, I'm sure, with her new role.
I'm kind of feeling like you're not really into the spirit of stopping this thing.
And when Gustav says that, I'm going to place 10 gold crowns bet on Conrad. Conrad to win. Wait, Conrad. Was this the fight you were going to throw, or is this the fight you're going to win? I forget.
No. I thought we were going to do a total of...
3. It was 3.
Fight 3, and then throw it, and I just did the first one here. And I didn't know if we were going to do 3 after the initiations or 3 total.
I thought it was 3 total. Either way, if you're fighting this next one to win, then I'm putting 10 down on Conrad.
Gustav will just like break off from the other and just wander near the shop. Arena Master?
Alright, Conrad will give Lash 5 gold crowns to add to that bet and then split back with him. Because he
Alright, so
can't be
15 gold
publicly seen
crowns are
together.
going in on a bet for Conrad for the next fight, right?
Right.
This is one way to get armor.
Well, I mean, you already have some armor.
Well, he needs full chain, then full plate on top of that.
I got nothing.
You've got that
Right
crust.
now, the bets are currently slightly in Conrad's favor. Therefore, he will not be paying out quite as much for the first fight where nobody knew anything about him. The return is expected to be probably about 30%.
Gustav will stand near, like, not too close to the Arena Master shop, or I don't know what this would be called, like
I
podium?
guess just his podium.
Yeah, and he will be like trying to focus and say, "Come on, maybe I can like shadow magic these things up," and like he'll try to come up with a plan to like steal the money and just so everybody will get pissed and this thing will stop. But he has
how
actually no
invested
idea.
we are in this now, in the whole game. Like, that guy's trying to rob you.
And he will just like he has no idea how we will do that because he never stole thing in his life.
You start attempting it, and you hear from behind you a a light cough.
You scare me.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was just clearing my throat a little, you know. And he just sort of smirks a little in your direction.
What do you want?
Well, you seem to be trying very hard to do something.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe not.
Well, I did make at least a slight promise, so perhaps I'm here to help.
Uh-huh. And how are you going to do that? With your magic?
Perhaps. Come with me this way. And he looks like he's ready to lead you towards an alleyway.
Gustav will fall, but he's really nervous. Really, really nervous.
That's when
I
he
could
breaks out
attempt to
his...
disguise what I want to do in public, but it is more dangerous to cast it that way. Easier
Alright.
simply to do it out of everyone's eyesight.
Okay.
And so he will go ahead and think for a moment ago. Just to be clear, you were going to try to steal from him, weren't you?
Well, not much as still as like trying to shut this place down.
Well, I mean more in terms of your immediate actions. I can't predict what effect you'll have.
Well, yes. I mean,
Then, well, I have just the thing for you then.
oh. Alright.
Let's see. I'm going to go with him casting a spell. Let me go ahead and take a look at what he has. I'm pretty sure this is already set up to a small degree. And correct me if you know how things are cast. I believe he has to spend the half action and then do a test.
You can just do a magic test, but you can spend a half action to use a channeling skill, and I have no idea.
The actual action is whatever the spell is. Because every spell has a different action economy.
But channeling gives you bonus dice, I think?
Yeah, bonus dice equal to your magic. On a successful channeling test, which is a half action itself, which then adds to the amount of time you're going to spend casting said spell.
Okay, so his options are he could spend a half action and then roll as many of his magic as he wants, or add an extra half action for channeling, and add that again.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That makes a lot of sense. I'm glad I know this now. Let's see. So he only needs to hit a 5, so he's not gonna like do any channeling. He's just going to go ahead and roll this. But I don't. Where's the button to just cast things? Here, I'm gonna go ahead and have him roll 2 dice. No channeling, no ingredients, no modifiers. Let's see what this pops up on the thing.
Well, channeling wouldn't be it. You have a spell book. If you didn't give him a spell, then...
Right, there's nothing in the spell book listed, so I just tried to press the button to see if it worked. The answer is no, so I'm just going to roll 2d10, and he just has to hit what he needs to hit. Okay, he definitely hits it. He starts, of course, to chant in an arcane tongue that I don't think you understand still.
Nah.
Okay. And eventually, shadows creep in from around the alleyway and wrap around you, cloaking you in shadows. For the time being, you have a plus 20 bonus on concealment skill checks for a few minutes.
Whoa.
All right. Well,
What could possibly go wrong?
thank you.
I wish the best of luck to you.
I mean, everything.
I already did this for your halfling friend. I don't know where he got off to after this.
All right.
And then, of course, he vanishes by the time you turn back around.
And you don't remember he was there.
So, what does Gustav do?
Well, Gustav will try to sneak and steal the... Well, I think he keeps all the money in one place, like a good boy. Yeah, petty theft.
Okay. So
First
most of the
for
crowd
Gustav.
assembles in the front of the podium, and he spends most of his time like right up against it, talking to the crowd, waving his hands, and he has a secondary person who seems to collect the money and then puts it into a bag. So let me go ahead and see if I have a token I can use here real quick. I'm going to go ahead and say it's this guy. I don't know what purpose he had, but now he's taken the bets.
I guess I'm over here because I was placing a bet.
Okay, so he's over here talking things up. He's collecting gold from you, and he's passing it back towards towards the man taking the bets, whose name was, let me just make sure.
Giant McFatty Pants.
Close, very close, but it's actually Burkhart Emin. So Burkhart Emin is shouting up the crowd, going, "Yes, yes, we have quite a great fight next up. The Knight Conrad, as you can see, you've seen him wandering about. You saw him fight last time, and he's ready for another one. He'll destroy his opponents, so bet on the other guy." And so he's just talking to the crowd. So, Gustav, you're moving in to steal, aren't you?
Yes.
All right. So let's go ahead and make a concealment check, I would think. I'm going to open up a sheet just so I can see skills. I'm going to need this reminder quite a bit.
That's not going to end well.
Well, I mean, you got the plus 20 on your side, even though I'm rooting
That
against
you
you.
do, and I'll even give you an additional, I'll make it easier for you. I'll give you an additional 10% because people are very readily distracted right now. Or at least he is. And he's the person who matters.
14 points.
Yeah, you get those still.
14 points.
You're gonna need them.
May good fortune smile upon you.
No. He's stealing from us. We're rooting against him in this case.
No.
Oh, okay then.
Our money is in that bag.
I don't care about money.
I know, I'm explaining this to Conrad why I'm not rooting for you.
Well done.
Okay, So you step up, trying to sneak in, and as you do, this guy turns around, steps forward, and goes, "Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? You can't be up here, man. You got to get out. Wait, what's wrong with you?" And he just starts waving his hand in front of his face, as if trying to wipe the shadows off of your head.
Wait! I know. Just give me just 1 minute because there's with the shadow like surrounding me that looks scary. I just extend my arm with my wooden staff and just what is the name of this god again? Jeez.
More or
yeah, more. Now
I'll give you an intimidate on that if you're going to do something spooky. So go ahead and just keep describing it.
More is displeased with this display. As your countrymen die, you fight for money. Leave this place and never return or suffer more's wrath.
His first reaction is, "Oh no!" But his second reaction is going to depend on how well you do this. This is obviously intimidate, and it's definitely not strength-based. But you do have some magic making you feel really funky, so go ahead and add an additional +10.
Would it be what, an intelligence or a willpower based?
I can do that?
Oh no, wait, apparently it's only strength or fellowship.
Right.
Can I do a fellowship roll?
I mean, you do have the most
I mean,
fellowship.
this obviously sounds like you're flexing your muscles at him, so...
So, fellowship or strength? I didn't hear you.
Fellowship with +10.
It's not gonna pass. Oh! It did!
And he goes, "Oh, Lord, please forgive me." And the man who's been taking the bets gets down on his knees and starts groveling in front of you, as you are clearly a dark specter to him. The merchant, Eckhart, or Emin, here is very confused. On one hand, he's not buying it. On the other hand, he has no reason not to believe it, so he's staying very still and quiet and just staring at you more and more intently for a moment. And it's about this time you see that Victor has jumped up onto the platform and tosses Lash the bag of gold from off the back of Emin's belt.
Well, now I'm very confused. Also, now I'm implicated. Well, I mean, I'm assuming I'm surrounded by people.
Running and tries to leave before anyone catches him, thus obviating me from having to play him during this game. Thank you.
I'm just meaning I'm probably surrounded by invisible NPCs, right? So.
Yes, you are, and they all look at the bag, and they all also try to start reaching for it and take some of the gold.
I guess now I have to run.
Go ahead and give me an agility test to not let anyone else take any of the money.
And while everyone is looking at Lash running with the money...
Well, no, I'm not running because the money's been taken.
Oh, shit. Well, while everyone is distracted with the money, I will quietly disappear because...
I guess I'll use a fortune to reroll.
Okay.
Come on,
this is what happens when you get all rolled up into dishonest work.
Hey, I wasn't doing this. This is thrust upon me. Now the money's gonna be lost for everyone.
So, you try to push your way through the crowd, which is crowding around you once they realize that there's easy gold to be made if they just swipe some and then run away like everyone else is about to. However, you don't really quite manage to stop any of them. Every time you try to push the bag one way out of their grasp, someone else reaches in and takes some more, and you even spill a good bit of it on the ground. But about that time, there's of course a pile of gold on the ground, and people are scrambling towards it instead of you.
Well, I'm gonna do the crab in a boiling pot thing. I'm gonna say, "Guards! Guards!" If I can't have the money, nobody can have the money.
There is still plenty of money still in the bag itself. So you do still have a small, some amount of it left. Do you still wish to continue running after you shout guards? Or are you going to do a different action now?
I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing.
Okay, so you go ahead and take the bag, and you begin to run. And of course, Emin turns around, and let's see if he spots you. Let me go ahead and see if he has anything on his character sheet.
My problem here is that I've put a lot of money into this fight, and I think I can win more money back than I'm getting from a bag.
Alright. Emin had an almost chance of doing it. And he just kind of looks out of the crowd and goes, "Where did he go? Where is it?" And he just, instead of focusing on you, focuses on the big pile of gold on the ground. And a few of the guards are coming around to do something about it. Let me see. Or at least his own personal bodyguards. You remember them from last time. I do not have anything to represent that, so I'm going to go ahead and make it more of this grumpy little shadowy dwarf here. And I'm going to say that they are his personal bodyguards, and they are now on the scene trying to disperse some of the NPC crowd, as Lash has left the marketplace.
Yeah, I run at like 18, I think. Yeah, 3 times my move.
Yep. You are definitely going to escape. You are a tricksy little elf, and nobody can stop you. That said, of course, Conrad and Alexa. Alexa, you have been spending some time with Greybelt here, and he's been telling you about the things he's doing. Yeah, when lighting up the forge, you want to make sure the coals are nice and hot, so you gotta turn them, and he's just sort of describing these things to you as he goes.
Okay.
You were about to say a few things. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, yeah, well, she'll look over and probably see the commotion taking place of like this thing breaking up, and she'll suggest to him, this is all very interesting, but I don't know if this this fighting ring is going to stick around for very much longer. Do you have any ideas what you'd want to do to set up a permanent forge?
Well, of course it ain't gonna stick around long. Ain't nobody in this town do anything for very long. But, opportunity strikes, you move your little portable version out wherever you need it, and, well, I do got a place somewhere in town. I was actually mean to ask. You actually came back after you said you wanted to learn things. That's more than most people actually happen to do, so I have a good feeling about you now.
Good. Well, I want to learn how to make armor, just because I was a peasant for so long.
I can teach you far more than just that. I can teach you everything. But it's gonna take a while. It's gonna take a lot of hard work. And all considered, do you even have a place to live in this city? You don't seem like the rest of the locals, I'm gonna say that.
Well, my home was destroyed. So I suppose not, but I'm okay sleeping in front of a forge.
Well, I can do you one better and get you an actual bed. My house has a couple of rooms. I'll work up something for you, and if you put in your hard work and dedication, then, well, you can have it.
Oh, well, that's very kind and generous of you. I'm very honored to accept, of course. Thank you, and I know my way around a kitchen too. I can even make you some food every once in a while.
All the better. Last apprentice I had, he just up and disappeared one day. Pretty sure he went off with some other trollop, some lady he's infatuated with, I'm sure.
I know.
So I've been needing to fill the slot again, so it's good to have someone who actually, is interested in coming back, learning, and doing some nice hard work.
Absolutely.
Unlike those people, he says as he just kind of stares off into the crowd that is now piling on top of a pile of gold.
Yeah, that seems like a bad thing.
Yeah, best to stay out of that kind of business.
Honest work is the best work.
Absolutely. And he'll go ahead and continue just talking to you for the time being. And Conrad, is there anything you want to do about all this mess?
Making me up.
You've been just like standing around and stretching, haven't you?
Well, he's been watching this unfold, and he will try to exit stage left.
Okay.
Basically, find another way out of town that Lash is not using, and then find some way to reconvene later.
So you're actually going to try to leave town right now?
Not town itself, but this specific area of it.
Right, leave the marketplace.
Yes.
Okay.
He's skipping
So,
dodge.
Let's go to Gustav and Lash.
Yeah.
Gustav and Lash, you've both vacated the scene as quickly as you can, haven't you?
Oh yeah.
So, question is, what are you guys gonna do now?
Well, first off,
I
I'm
think-
checking the hall.
Okay. So, you lost the roll, and I had in mind what I was going to do with it, so I'm going to roll a different number now. There are 35 gold crowns left in the bag.
Okay.
15 of them may have been yours.
Wow.
Well, 10 of them would have been mine. 5 of them would have been
10 and then
Conrad's.
5, yeah.
Gustav will try to sneakily go back to Bruce Lee, like just to
Okay.
say no might be a good time to talk to people about your idea of militia, and then you will try to go back to the bailiff because
Okay.
hey, mission accomplished.
So you go ahead and head back to Bruce Lee first.
I mean, mission not accomplished.
Yeah.
You
I'll go
haven't.
ahead and finish up Blast real quick. So you check out your hall. Again, like, where are you gonna go after this?
I guess shopping.
You're just gonna go straight shopping. All right. You're gonna try finding a place to sell off some wares, I think, right?
Well, yeah, that'll happen too.
So what would
Okay.
the
Go ahead and give me a gossip
Conrad's
check
haul
real
for this
quick.
be?
Sorry, what were you saying?
I just kind of like wasn't involved in this at the very least, so no one's bothering him yet.
Well, if you wait for Conrad to come back, he's trained in gossip. Are you?
Well, no, I ran off. I mean, again, I didn't expect all this, so we don't have a plan. What's gonna happen if somebody steals the money and throws it at me? So, I mean,
All right.
Lash is a vagabond vagrant. He's just gonna make the most of it.
So, Lash, you try asking around, like, hey, where could I sell off some goods? And in this part of town, well, they're not exactly, a shopping district of any kind. And in fact, a lot of people are maybe a little shady and kind of close their doors and windows as you come by and, seem very disinterested in talking to an elf.
It's fine.
But there is, of course, a few enterprising people who kind of walk up to you, go, "Hey, fellow, what you looking for? A place to sell off goods? Well, I know a way. I know a place. Just come follow me. It's right down this way. There's a shortcut right over here. I'll show you."
Not doing that. No. I talk to thieves all the fucking time. I'm actually intelligent in that. I'm not
You
gonna.
have the thieves can't.
I have secret science thieves, secret language thieves. Yes.
Hey, there you go then. So, are you gonna just start? What you gonna do with that?
Well, I'm not walking down a secret alley. Not a secret alley. I'm not walking down a shortcut alley with somebody. No.
With your knowledge of thieves' signs, the way he's putting off his attitude and the way that alleyway is marked, this is definitely, 1, their territory, and 2, the place where they're going to mug you.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not going down that way. I'm just... No, thank you. I think I'll just head to the actual merchant district.
Come on, it's just right down this way. If you don't want to go that way, we got another way. We can go that way. We can go together. It'll be great.
No, it's fine, and I'm just gonna run again, because again, most people cannot keep up with me.
And he just cannot keep up with you. It's like, wait, and you are out of there.
I love you.
I love my money.
All right. So let's see.
Yeah,
I
no, I'm
believe
actually
next
gonna go buy stuff though.
Okay, well, I mean, you still have to find a place.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and come back and give you a second shot at that in a moment.
Well, I'm only looking to
think
buy
that's
common
fine.
items, so it's not a problem. I can just buy those. Don't worry about me.
Conrad, you said you were circling back eventually.
Yeah, he's gonna try to find Lash if he can, or Conrad, either or.
Well, you are Conrad, so you do find yourself
Not
very well.
Conrad, good stuff, good stuff.
He's going
You
mad!
head back to the marketplace for a second, and you actually do happen to see Gustav. Gustav, by the time you've maybe about like shortly after you had left the area, your cloak of shadows had actually dissipated already. And so when you come back, you are more or less free to enter the area, though at least you're on the opposite side from the crowd and all the attention for now.
Yeah.
And you find your way back to Lee and see Conrad not too far away, and of course, Alexa is just in the forge right across the street from you. Lee is there, he's sitting on his mat, and he is visibly very confused about what's going on right now. But he doesn't seem to be taking actions yet.
Well, may I suggest you go out and, like, on the podium and start speaking your mind about what should be done here?
But
be productive about the situation. Looks
Go-
like nobody
go
will.
up and speak?
Yeah.
Well,
You have
I'm sure I
ideas.
could, but I'm not. Well, I'm not exactly the most convincing person ever. He says as he puts a hand behind his head and scratches the back of it a little humbly.
Come on.
I'm a good instructor, but I don't exactly sway men's hearts. That's sort of why I'm in this predicament in the first place.
Well, maybe I could help you, or maybe my friend Conrad could help you.
Oh. Well, I suppose if I have a little bit of help up there, a few people backing me up, maybe we could put on a little bit of a show.
Yeah.
Maybe we could make this work out. Okay. And so he's gonna go ahead and start walking up towards the podium. Who else is going to go with him?
Conrad will follow and come up there with him.
Gustav follows.
I don't know where my token went to, so I'm sorry.
Oh, it was right in front of Lee, so I'm gonna just drag you to the podium. Alexa, you see these group of fools heading up this way. What are you gonna do about it?
I'll say sorry, my friends seem to be doing something. Sorry, one moment, I'll be right back.
Oh, fair enough, fair enough. And you're
But
heading to the podium too?
Yep.
Alright, I'm gonna just drag you all the way over there real quick. Oop.
Okay.
And of course, Emin is still up there, just shouting at the crowds, "Get the gold, get the gold! That one's getting away! Get him, get him!" And there's a slight panic. And of course, the one that's the dwarf that's on the podium kind of turns around as you get up and goes, "Hey, hey, hey, hey! Whoa, whoa, whoa! You're not supposed to be up here. What are you doing?"
Shut up.
He kind of stops for a second, and then looks over at you, Gustav. And he scratches his beard for a second. It's what in Moore's name? And he's trying to piece things together. I don't know who this character is, but I'm gonna go ahead and roll his intellect and see how. Oh snap! He's smart. Look out!
No.
Shit.
No.
Maybe it's best if I roll a different number. I'm gonna pick a different character sheet because that doesn't represent the image I put forth of this guy. I'm gonna roll this arena fighter I made earlier. And he just keeps scratching his beard and doesn't say a dang word.
The dum-dum.
But then he looks at the people who are already here and goes, "Whoa, you're not supposed to be up here."
Get out of here. This guy is talking is gonna kick your ass if you stay up here.
I'm going to what now?
What?
He looks at you as if he didn't expect this, but go ahead and roll another Intimidate, and you can choose Fellowship or Strength on that one.
I'm gonna use Fellowship. And I'm gonna fail because it's a 17. Oh!
Oh, yes.
Oh, dang. This is the point where I go, is there a special rule for rolling double O's on this?
Critical failure? I don't know. That's up to the GM. But I think seeing everything that's happened, like from a vantage point or like further away, to see like everybody like literally scrubbling after this gold and just like acting completely like goblins about this whole thing and be like, she'll put her hands up and say, enough, can't you see what your greed is doing? Look at what you're turning into.
You're tearing us
so
apart.
You come in and save the day as he's just about to like start to grunt and snarl at Gustav. Go ahead and make your own check. What would this go under?
Charm?
All right, you are trying to charm and persuade him to like see the better nature of your own fellow man. So
just like, you're better than this. Look at what's going on here. This is terrible. Can you imagine we fought a whole war for chaos and then this is the...
All right, so go ahead and make your fellowship roll or charm roll. There we go. It's a success, and it looks like he's just about to like huff and puff at Gustav. And as you step up, he just kind of goes, you're right, lass. You're right, lass. Well,
what became of us here? We're better than
get
this.
off the podium, then, for God's sake.
And I look to Lee and say, "Go on, assert your dominance. Just make a show. You have to act." Don't want to be
Bruce
kicked
will
out
go
and-
ahead and look at him and give him a harsh look and go, move.
Ooh.
And he just goes, well, all right, Lee. I'll just be over here. Yeah, I'm just right over here, Mr. Lee. Don't mind me. And of course, Edmund kind of turns around and is like, what the hell is going on with all of this? I didn't ask for you to be up here. But Lee ignores him and goes up to the crowd and tries to start appealing to their good nature. It's like, look what this arena has done to you. Made you cravens for gold. You should be perfecting your physical forms, not your wallets. And tries his best to make a speech. What does anyone else want to say kind of in support of him?
I'm gonna say, gold will not save you from the army of chaos. If you want to live now, you have to learn how to defend yourself. Look at this man, he's willing to teach you for free.
All right, go ahead and give me a charm roll to woo over the crowd. And since you're using Lee's good word, and he's up there, and he's talking, go ahead and take an additional plus 10%.
He could teach you to fight just as well as I do.
I'm gonna use a 14 points.
And I guess I will also roll charm.
God damn it!
Is this
so close?
And easy.
Yeah, you can roll charm. You can also maybe roll intimidate on this and just show off like how cool and buff you are. And yeah, this is exactly what Lee could do for them. Wink, wink.
Well, I'm not trained in it, so I'm not going to try that.
Well, if you're not good at anything, then take your choice. But you still get the 10% because Lee is here supporting you.
Oh, come on.
Okay, I'm going to try a fortune point on that.
Okay. Let's see it. Waiting on that roll.
Oh.
And there it is.
Okay, well, I guess it's Alexis' time now. Well, she'll just, like, huff, like, ugh. Like, can't you all see what you're doing? Look at yourselves for a moment. Don't you understand? The city just barely managed to fight off this terrible invasion, and now you're acting worse than goblins. Please, I implore you, listen to this man who only wants to help protect and defend
Alright, go ahead and make a charm roll and take your plus 10 as well.
Oh, crap. Sorry, 1 second. I accidentally hit back.
Whoops.
Behind the scenes, he's gonna point to Gustav. If you had let me fight one more time, they would have believed me.
What? I didn't do anything.
You totally did.
Gustav is like sweating from the stress.
It worked!
Oh, hey! So as you start to speak, after one after another, everyone's like, oh, hey, Lee's great. Oh, yeah, Lee worked on my body. And, you actually come up and say something that makes a little bit more logical sense to their immediate situation. They kind of go, you know what, the girl, she's right. We shouldn't be just groveling on the floor for this gold. We should be fighting for it.
No!
No,
And
fight
then
for what's right.
The next one slaps that person and goes, shut the hell up. You gotta listen to what she's saying. No, she's right. We should just be working together here.
Think of all those noble lives lost on the walls defending you. Think of all that hurt that they did.
Distracted, the two guards that were trying to take the gold from the floor before the citizens are desperately trying to sweep it up before they get their attention back. But they're all paying attention to you now and are hanging on your next words to them. What do you say?
Kill them all.
I guess we would espouse the virtues of Bruce Lee here, who should train us. After all, the fight against the Archeron and his armies isn't yet over. The city needs your help, so let's stop being so selfish and work together to properly defend ourselves.
To that, Lee will helpfully follow up and kind of go, yes, I am here, and I offer my services freely to those willing to learn. We can use that arena. We can work together and train together there, and I can show you the ways of how to fight. To this, the crowd starts to applaud a little bit, respecting Lee, and of course, high on your words and speech.
Yay, it worked.
And to this, Emmons starts, to sort of filter off to the side with his guards. And try his best to, just kind of eke out a way with whatever gold he has here before anyone happens to turn against him.
Man, let him go.
With that crowd in the middle, he quietly leaves with the gold that he has. So I'm going to just go ahead and put him out over here. Boop, boop. Layer, gym layer.
Well, I think our mission is accomplished. And maybe we can give the bailiff a new militia. That could be fun.
Let me go ahead and go over here and grab something real quick. Doop.
Sorry.
Just gotta go to a map. Let's see. Layer, map layer. There we go. So while the crowd of peasants is very much keen on the things that you were saying, a group of people appears to be approaching that is much less amenable to what you said. They appear to be very irritated by all of this. Why can I not properly touch them now? Are they on the wrong layer?
Yeah, you put them on the map layer.
Yeah, I did.
Which is the background.
Oops. There we go. Thought I put on the right one. There we go. Token layer. Perfect. Now I can just kind of move them around. And they are kind of shambling up the crowd and going, what happened to all the fun? What happened to all the fighting? We were about to go up next in the group fights. Didn't you all want to see that? Didn't you all just lose your money to that man who ran away? These guys, they're helping him.
Rebel.
We're not.
You get the impression that they're definitely trying to stir the pot, and some people are definitely starting to talk as they, make their point. Now let me see how well they happen to make their points. Alright, now I'm gonna give them a slight bonus here. And the crowd just sort of starts to, boo them down. It's like, you weren't all that great anyway.
They use gossip to make it worse, so, like, look at them. They hold their swords upside down like fools.
I mean, that's a legitimate fighting style. I mean, don't run with them that way.
Oh, that sucks.
I feel like that's the guy next to you, Conrad. That's a legitimate fighting style.
Yeah, but the crowd don't know that.
No, he failed, so that's what I'm saying. That's like the guy next to him. That's a legitimate fighting style.
So they don't quite incite the crowd, but the crowd is now incited against them. And it might actually start to turn violent against them. Because they seem to be very interested in continuing to push what they're saying here. And continue to shout up at you.
Come on, guys. You experienced fighter, right? Right?
Darn straight, I've been fighting ever since I was a kid.
Yeah.
You guys are terrible influences.
Shut up, Alexa. So, instead of getting your ass beaten, getting just a little scrap of money, why should you help? You could help train these people under the bailiff.
You think I was in this for the money? I'm in it for the fight, for the glory.
You could still fight.
What glory is there going to be now?
Well, what glory is it in fighting in a darn pit or fighting against the Chaos Invasion? Think of that. What's more glorious?
I want to go ahead and make a charmer real quick.
I'm not a charming person.
Well, go ahead and take
couldn't figure
because
that
the
out.
crowd is already on your side.
A plus what?
Plus 10. Everyone talked well to them.
14
These
points.
guys didn't convince them. Okay, go ahead.
14 points. Last 14 points.
Already?
Wow.
No.
We'll die in the chaos!
Well, anyone else is, of course, allowed to interject their own argument into this if they wish.
Please do.
I guess Alexa will just kind of like facepalm and just say, "Have you not learned anything? You speak of fighting for glory, and yet there's an army of beastmen outside our walls, and you waste your strength here? Shame, I say, shame."
Yeah, what she said.
It's you should fight for the real reason to fight.
Alright, let's see how much shame they feel.
A little bit.
Was that with the additional 10%?
It was not.
Oh, right. Well, then with 43, you would pass then.
Okay. Yay!
So, you do in fact manage it, and
Well, nobody likes Conrad.
the fighters are not convinced in the slightest, and they are still rowdy, but they slowly realize that the crowd is drawing a couple of daggers and staring very intently at them. And while they definitely bluster and try to puff themselves up and seem like they're only allowing this to not turn to a fight, they are clearly backing off and realize what a bad idea this might be. Yeah, well, you just keep your high and mighty talk to yourself, huh? I got stuff I need to do. I'm gonna come back for you later. And he just like points to his eyes, then points to yours, in a vaguely threatening gesture, and another one like drags his thumb across his neck. And the lot of them go ahead and back off for the time being. Let's see. I want to go ahead and push them to the GM layer so that they are not here for the time being. And the marketplace is yours.
What a glorious bunch of douches.
Lee will go ahead and turn to you and put his hands together and give you a waist-deep bow. Thank you so much for your assistance. I did not think this day would go quite so well, to be honest. But I could not have done it without you.
Yeah. It sure was
Alexa is
something.
unused to receiving that sort of praise, so she'll say, "Oh, it's okay. If you'll excuse me, I have some work I need to take care of. But for the rest of us, she'll give the address to was it Greybelt? His fort?
Wait,
Yes, Grey Belt is his name.
don't you want to come with us and be rewarded by the bailiff?
Sorry, what was that?
No, don't make me say it again. Don't you want to come with us and being to the bailiff and
Of
get
course,
your
we can
reward?
we can collect our rewards and all of that, but certainly I just want you to know that I have a job now, and I'm still with us, of course, but I have duties to attend to as well. But yes, whenever we're ready to go to the bailiff, just let me know.
Well, I think we're ready now. I mean, we need to find Lash, but this elf runs so fast. I have no idea where he
Yes,
could
he
be right
Speaking
now.
of Lash, where have you ended up? Are you still looking for a store, Lash?
No, like I said, I only bought common items, so everything would be locatable.
Right. Well, they are perhaps easily locatable, but go ahead and give me a perception check.
Alright. Let's see. Perception. Boom. And then boom. And then fortune point, because fuck this. That's the last. Not fortune point. Yeah, no, fortune point. Not fate point.
Yeah.
Gotta keep those.
I am fated to sell off my junk.
Well, fuck me.
Oh, come on.
That's literally 50-50 chance.
Yeah.
So, you don't recognize any of the signs on the street or know what any place is really supposed to be.
To be fair, I can't read, so.
So, to the best of it, you make an as educated a guess as you can, and you sort of stumble in to a sort of dingy shop. Let's see. I'm gonna read this, make sure. Tucked away down a side alleyway close to the south gate, this cramped and dingy shop is distinguished by its strong, multiply locked door of iron-bound oak, the iron bars over its windows, and the pawnbroker's sign hanging outside. Through the grime of the window, it is possible to make out some of the shop's contents, which are varied in the extreme. Up against a wooden counter at the front of the store, behind iron bars to keep people from getting too rowdy up against him, is a scrawny, unkempt man who appears to be in his late 50s or 60s. He wears a dirt-encrusted, broad-brimmed hat even indoors, and cracked and grimy eyeglasses perched precariously at the end of his nose. He sort of looks up to you from apparently a half-sleepy daze and just kind of squints a little bit. What can I do for you there, elf?
What is this? Some sort of pawn shop?
Well, if you can read, you might have guessed that.
I can't.
Well, then let me read it for you. Flandier's pawnbroker. I'm Joseph Flandier. Pleasure to meet you.
Oh, perfect.
You gonna buy something, or you gonna get out?
Actually, I was looking to unload some items.
Oh, well, it's a slow day enough. I'll go ahead and have a look. What do you got here?
I've got this lantern. That's worth a pretty shilling? I don't know.
Okay. Well, I don't know all the prices offhand, but I know you want
here's some lamp oil. I got a pick. I got a sack, and you know what? I think I'll keep the sack. I got a spade.
He sort of looks at it all and starts, of course, stroking his chin a little bit as he looks it up and down and goes, You know, I know a few customers who might want a whole bunch of this.
Probably ran into a few of them.
Oh, did you now? Well, you know, maybe they didn't come here. You don't know that. But you know, I think I do want all this junk. They got just the purpose for it. So, I'm feeling a little bit generous today. I'll give you 40% for it. And he's going to go ahead and, of course, make you that offer. You can sell it to him right now for 40% of the
I have the
price.
haggle skill. I'd like to try and throw that in.
Go ahead.
Why not, right?
Interesting. There's already a book with interesting swirls. I'm just like... and he goes, no. See, it's only worth this much. I can't afford any more than that. See, the times are tight, so I'm gonna have to keep you to this.
That makes sense. Okay, 40% it is.
Okay. So he'll go ahead and take all that from off the counter and put it behind the iron bars of his a little shop. And while he's counting out the gold, it's like, well, as long as I got you here, anything that you might be interested in, maybe I could find it around in the back for you.
I mean, sure, I guess. Do you have a... Sorry, hold on a sec. My sheet right here. You have to have a male shirt? Male as in the material, then not the sex?
Well, I'm sure I have one of both of those for you. But I'll go ahead and let me check it out. I think maybe I do. And he'll go ahead and venture to the back for a moment. And when he comes back, he has a chain shirt over his arms, and he sort of lays it on the counter and goes, "Oh, go ahead and take a look at it here. I'm not gonna go ahead and frisk you for this one. Got some nice business going on." And he'll go ahead and offer the regular price for it.
I can't do the regular price. I was hoping that a pawnbroker would have some sort of discount.
Well, you see how I get the discount when you sell it to me, and then I sell it back for full price because I get to stay here all day and do that from a job.
But that doesn't make sense because this is a used item.
Well, ain't that the case?
Yes, that
actually,
literally is the case.
It's like buying a refurbished Xbox.
Because I don't know the equipment rules offhand, does used actually make it cheaper?
Well, the quality makes it cheaper. So if it's poor quality, armor gives it a 50% encumbrance rate. It's just a lot heavier, but it is half as expensive.
Well, I'm just arguing as somebody that works retail and literally only sells reused goods, so...
Go ahead and give me a quick little perception check.
I'm literally not arguing to make it worse quality.
Okay.
Success.
Okay, he definitely isn't trying to short sell you here. It is, of course, of a genuine quality, as you can tell. It's not cheap and weighted down by
right, but what I'm saying is that somebody else wore this sweat in it. I mean, it's not brand new. You're trying to sell it off as just off the blacksmith's bench.
Off after he wore it, It's not like it's still got the bloodstains on it or anything.
Right, but it's not new.
I care about the things that I sell here.
Yeah, but it's not new. You're trying to sell me used goods at new prices. You understand? That's
well, if you're looking to custom forge your own little male shirt, I'm sure I know a dwarf or two around town that'll happily do it for you at premium cost.
Sorry, I'm holding the shirt now, and I'm thinking if I can run.
Oh man!
As the thought crosses your mind, almost seems like he's reading yours as he just kind of smirks a little bit. I know this kind of talk. You just don't have the money for it, do you?
No, I don't have that much money.
Well, if you're willing to handle a little favor or two for me, maybe we could make it a little bit more even. Tell me, how long have you been in Middenheim?
I want to say 3 to 4 days. I mean, I've done some work for the bailiff. That means anything for you.
Ooh,
I'm sorry. Here, let me introduce myself. I'll extend my hand that's not holding the shirt. My name is Victor Sweet.
Victor Sweet, huh? What an elven name that happens to be.
Yeah, well, I was raised by halflings.
He just sort
I
of
have a
raised his
very
eyebrow. Now,
complicated
there's an interesting story
backstory.
that I will never ask you about.
Yeah, don't ask me about my family. I will spend hours reciting things that I've heard.
If any of it's rubbed off on you, I imagine you could. So spare me, please. I'll even knock off a gold for that. But, so how about it? You willing to do a couple of things for me? Maybe pick up a package or two? Deliver
You've
one?
literally not told me the job yet.
Well, that's the thing. I don't know what I want you to do yet.
So you're asking me for a favor to be brought up later.
Ain't that how favors work? I do something for you, you do something for me?
Well, then if we're